Hello everybody, this is Bruce Peoples, and this is another rendition of my video log, Wake Up America. And today I would like y'all to wake up to the facts that Reaganomics is basically scam-anomics. Okay? Because we've been scammed, we've been taken, we've been duped. Reaganomics doesn't work. The basic idea behind Reaganomics was if we give tax breaks to rich people, that'll trickle down and that'll benefit everybody and they'll create jobs. And gee, it'll be a utopian economy for all of us. Well, that didn't happen. It didn't happen for a lot of reasons. Okay? But basically, if somebody comes up to you and says, give me money now and I'll give you money later, understand you're about to be scammed. Because that's what happened. We gave them these tax breaks. We gave them this money. And what they did with it was not what everyone expected them to do with it. And you really can't blame them because it's human nature to take the easy way out. Okay, the hard way is to create factories and jobs and companies that require big investments and large labor capital and all that kind of stuff. The easy way for a rich person to make money is to simply hoard it, okay? Stick it in a bank account and accrue interest. That's the easy way. That's the smart way too because there's a lot less risk. So that's what rich people did with a lot of those tax breaks. A lot of other things they did was they speculated with it, which is a lot riskier than hoarding it, but the dividends, the benefits are much greater. You start speculating on commodities. You start speculating on currencies. You start speculating on stocks and bonds. And you can make a ton of money. And there was a whole period of time where you could hardly lose money speculating. And lots of people made lots of money doing it. Now, the problem with speculating is it doesn't create the kind of brick and mortar jobs and the kinds of things that we expected from Reaganomics. The third thing that happened, and this is human nature again, is instead of creating jobs in the United States with these tax breaks, what the rich did was create jobs in China, India, Mexico, in third world countries where the labor costs were a tenth of what they were in America. You can't hardly blame them. You know, when an American worker was costing $12-15 an hour, it was easy to pay somebody in Mexico $1.25 or somebody in China 50 cents. So in essence, let me recap real quick. Those tax breaks we gave to the rich under Reaganomics, they either hoarded, they either speculated with it, or they created jobs. But they created them in third world countries where the labor force was a lot cheaper. So we got scammed. We got duped. Okay? The idea was good in theory, and I honestly don't think that Reagan really thought it would turn out this way. I think he believed that it would really work. But it didn't work because human nature's going to try to make money the easiest way it can. And building up America, when you can make a lot of money doing other things, just wasn't as attractive. Now, there's an old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, Reagan fooled us once in 1980, and the result was massive deficits because the tax cuts to the rich defunded the government. Clinton came in, raised taxes, invested in America, invested in a lot of things like the internet and web browsers and stuff like that. And boom, we had one of the biggest booms of all time because we took that money back from the rich and we invested it in the country. And the result was an economic boom like we hadn't seen since the 60s and 50s. Okay? But then again, after we did that, what did we do? We go ahead and vote for George W. Bush. What does he do? Tax cut. What happens? Massive deficits. Okay? Because it, again, defunded the government. And remember, deficits are a Republican's or a Tea Partier's best friend, because anytime you want to spend money on anything, they say, well, we have a deficit. We can't spend money. Well, during a recession, you flat out need to spend money. That's what you have to do to make it work, to get out of it, to start booming again. So what we have to understand is that Reaganomics, although well-intentioned, is a scam. It doesn't work. What it really does is defund the government and weaken us. In reality, investing in America is the way to go. Okay? And basically, if we tax cut, give rich people tax cuts, again, what they're going to do with them is exactly what I said. They're going to either hoard them, speculate with them, or create jobs where it's more advantageous for them to do so. They're not going to build up America. That's not their agenda. Their agenda is to get richer. The scary fact is that since 1980, when we first embraced Reaganomics, the average American's share of income has flatlined. Hasn't increased at all. In the generation before that, it increased 3 or 4-fold. When we were taxing the rich and we were investing in America in things like the space program and the interstate highway system. But since Reaganomics, the average American's wages has flatlined completely. We haven't had an increase in income in 30 years. Meanwhile, the income of the very rich and their share of the income has doubled. The evidence is clear. There isn't anything anyone else can argue about it. Reaganomics is an abject failure. It's a scam. We've been duped. We've been tricked. It's time to wake up America and realize that the way out of this is to start electing people that are going to tax the rich fairly, the same kind of tax rate that we have. And it really makes me laugh when I hear a rich person say that's class warfare. Hey, we just want you to pay the same rate we pay. If paying the same rate we pay is class warfare, well then, you've been kicking our butt on class warfare for the past 30 years. Again, we need to elect people that understand that Reaganomics doesn't work. We need to throw out Republicans, Tea Partiers, right-wingers, wherever we find them. It's time. We need to do it. This is a call to action. Okay? Reaganomics is scam-anomics. It's time we wake up to the fact, go to the polls this November, and restore America. Thank you. Again, this is Bruce Peoples. This is Wake Up America.